Hello guys, welcome back to episode 2 of my football playthrough series. Thank you to everyone who watched episode 1 of this series. I was really flattered that that's had so many views and so many likes. It's my best performing video by far. So if you've joined in from that, a big thank you. Let me know if you played this. Let me know which team you support if you are new to joining us on the channel. As you can probably see in the screen here, let's go full cam. Things are not going great, so I am really enjoying this. I'm going to show you some of my thoughts here on episode 2. But as you can see, we are seriously concerned that our league position does not match our team rating. We've spent a fortune on players and have nothing to show for it. Well, we've got some good players. Unless some improvements is shown in the not too distant future, we will be forced to give serious consideration to your position at the club. You might be about to see me get sacked live in episode. So let's get into it. So this is what I've found so far here with Player Manager. Like I said, I'm really enjoying this. About halfway through the season. So let's just back out. I'm going to show you the league table. And you'll see pretty much straight away why they are so annoyed with me. Because there is the top of the league, which does not feature me. I've just lost to Man City. I got absolutely pummeled by them. They've pretty much got an entire 5 rating team, so maybe it's them who's underperforming. And if you drop down, there I am in 12th. So played 10, won 3, drawn 3, lost 4, and it's taken me a little while to get going. I was doing better than this, not by much, but I was just about to creep into the top half of the league, and then the game crashed, and I hadn't saved it. So I'm being a lot more careful about my saves as I go. So coming up, we are going to be facing, I can't see where we are now. Oh, there we are. We're going to be facing Birmingham. So we jump back to the league, which is over here. Where are Birmingham? Birmingham are 7th. So, and look at them. They're pretty consistent. So 17 goals conceded, 17 goals scored. Now, this is the kind of the flow that I've got into. Play a game down in the boot room. Come into the coaching office, check the fitness or check the physio, the health symbol. So I've got a guy out. If I've got anyone unfit, they'll show up in here. I have also figured out the group coaching to get the players training up. So you'll notice here is this player's starting skill, and here is their current skill. So some of them have gone down significantly. So Bennett, who's not been playing, he's been out injured. Some of them are starting to creep up. So if you look at Mortimer, his starting skill was 149, and now he is currently 152. So and there's your division average. One thing I did mess up, I now realise, as a player manager, so this is my player manager, my speciality is forwards, coaching forwards because I'm a forward, but then the coach that I hired was also a forwards coach, so his speciality is the same as mine, so I've had to change mine, which means I'm kind of wasting my speciality. And then this one here, I believe, is your assistant manager, because I've been delving into the manual, and I couldn't find any way of hiring him at the start, so I either missed him or I couldn't do it in that first season. And then my goalkeepers are basically not doing any training at all. So going forward, I'd need to try and address that. So play the match, go in there, come into the manager's office, check the league table, and set up the squad. So we're going to go into this next game against Birmingham City. I'm not going to be selling Newton because he's my only fullback, but I have changed from what you saw me playing. I've changed to this. So this 4-3-3. Number 3 is just completely unfilled. So let's bring in, I know he's not a left back, but let's bring in, oh, Rufus is there. Oh, here we go. I've just figured out what this is. He's on international duty. So international duty for, look, Mark Salmon, even though he's got a 4th division rating of 2, and then Chandler and Richard Rufus. So I'd hope they're not in the full squad. I'd hope they're in some kind of B team or something. But for the time being then, let us bring in Neil Lennon at left back. We've got Newton at right back, and then we've got McClary and Barnes. And hopefully, let me just check. No one else is on international duty. No, they are not. And then this lad here is obviously on loan, hence his different symbol. I can't believe anyone from me has gone on loan. Right, here we go. Into the game. There's the Valley. Still don't know about the view from that window. So Trevor Francis is the manager. And we need this. So it's week 12. we're coming to that midway point because there's only 16 in the division. I'm going to have a look at 2 games here. If you want to ask me any questions, you can, and I'll see if I get sacked and report back then, or I'll just play through to near the end of the season and we'll have a look with 2 games left. But let's have a look at their team. They've got Ian Bennett in goal. They've got Poole, Philip Shearer, Johnson. Don't really remember any of them. Steve Bruce. Is that Steve Bruce? Would he have been? That doesn't seem right. He surely would have been at Man United in this era. Paul Furlong, he was a good player. Ricky Otto, a good player. Lee Sharp. Oh, maybe they've signed Bruce and Sharp. I don't remember them going there this early. And then if you look at my bench, I've got myself and then David Beckham on there. Beckham is not really improving. My vanity signing has not really paid out, it would seem. But Chris Bart-Williams had added a good dimension to my team, I feel, because I did beat Wimbledon and I won the game before that. So I don't know what the board's moaning about, to be honest. So here we are. And you can see, let me just zoom out a bit. Now, if you have a look at my formation, you'll notice that it's changed from the last time you saw me playing. So we're obviously in the red. You can see that 4-3-3 with the other strikers out wide, and then that he's almost like an attacking midfielder more than a centre mid. Feel like we're doing okay here considering where they were in the league, and like I said, I got absolutely destroyed by Man City. I think other than one player that I saw on their bench, every one of them was a top-rated 5. So they were 0-0 at half-time, and I'm going to do what I always do. I'm going to wait till about the 60th minute, and then I'm going to make a change up front. So let's do it now. Let's not be too predictable. They'll be like, he always makes a sub at 60. I'm going to do it now. For the 59th minute, I'll show you Trevor Francis. So I'm going to bring on this guy here. I'm going to bring him on for... I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to look at who's had the fewest shots. So look, White has had... What's this? Does it mean he's had 8 shots and none of them have been on target? I think that is what that means. So let's take him off. And then we're going to bring on Beckham for the other midfielder that I've got Bennett there. And we'll slot Beckham into that central midfield role. Under a bit of pressure here, though. Now, I wonder, and if you've played this before, you may be able to let me know, after getting that vote of confidence, how long, if I lose this game, will I be sacked? Will this be the shortest episode I've ever made? Or is there a time? So it's 0-0. There are above me. It's not a terrible result. I feel like on paper... Oh, must have only brought 1 sub on there, so obviously managed to mess up. So let's have a look. Match ratings. Robinson got a 9, but Williams got a 5. That's because I was bigging him up. Barnes was a 4. That's terrible, mate. Attendance is way down. Considering he missed so many shots, he's on a 6. He's not my worst player, White. So, gonna follow that through, but I'm gonna check. So I've moved to 4-3-3. Tell you what, I'm just gonna check that I've not been sacked. Nope, because there would be a picture on there of the person's face. So let's go down to the boot room. Let's do what I said I always do first. I'm going to come here. So this is what I was talking about. So it's telling me that this guy, Sean Newton, is unfit and he could do with like 1 week's rest, it looks like, doesn't it? So that's that. I'm going to try and do that, especially if Rufus is back from international duty. So I'm going to go into my team practice and let's have a look at my 4-3-3. So my 4-3-3 is got 2 hours. I'm going to bump that up. So let's go up. Now I'm going to show you this that I've discovered, and I discovered this from having a little flick through the manual. So if we come in here, this is where you do stadium improvements. Now it's not amazing like Premier Manager or Ultimate Soccer Manager, where you could actually see the stadium and click on it. It's just telling me that I need these are the things I can do. Now if I was going to be in the Premiership, I need these super floodlights. So if I click them, I would need to upgrade them. I'm not going to do that because if I was to show you my finances, you would see I'm incredibly close to being bankrupt. When I tried to do it before, I hit record. They were like, "You'll bankrupt the club," with a load of exclamation marks. So let's see where that leaves us in the league. Then we'll play one more game, and then we'll leave it as that for episode 2. So there's Birmingham. We've brought them down a little step because they drew with us, and we have slipped further down. So look, we're well clear of Barnsley and Derby, but yeah, we're not doing great. A win would push us up, and I felt like my win against Wimbledon was pretty decent. But now looking at where they are, I see that it's not. I see that the board are probably rightly hacked off with me. So let's go in. Let's see if my internationals are back. Let's take Newton out. No, they're still on international duty, but I am still going to rest him. So let's bring in Brown. This has gone very Stoke, hasn't it? Very Pulis. I've got centre backs at full back. I'm not scoring any goals, and I'm going to take off this guy. And I'm gonna go back to O'Connell. Tell you what, difficult times call for difficult measures. I'm gonna take him off. I'm gonna bring on the manager. So they've spun round there. Let's just check Beckham's rating. So that he's still a 4th Division 2, and Bart Williams is a 2nd Division rating of a 4. So he's by far my best player. I've got another winger. I could try mixing the formations up if I needed to. My worry with now I've seen that 4-3-3 is the extra strikers I hoped were going to be helping to solve my lack of goals problem. They're basically wingers, aren't they? They're right pushed out. So Derby County, I do love these overheads. So again, that looks like their old ground, the baseball ground, I wanted to call that. Is that right? Someone can confirm that with me. But look at that, glorious. I'm always worried. I've got such terrible memory for ground names. It doesn't tell me anywhere on here, does it? No. I'm always worried that like I've labelled it the wrong name, or I've given it like their dreaded rivals' names or something. Here we go then. So staying with this view, obviously Charlton are in the red, Derby are in the white. Should have checked, should have paid more attention to their team. Would be interested to see who they've got. Because he's Sturridge there. Oh, then we scored. So O'Connell has got me a goal. He's desperate to save my job, even though I've dropped him for a bit. So if we can get this going, maybe kickstart the season or the series again, and see how far we can get up the league before we leave Player Manager. We will be back to look at this with some of the further versions. So if you've got any tips, if you watch the... Oh, I think that was Oldfield, it said. If you watched the LMA Manager one, now that that's been up a while, I've started to get a few people go on and find that much later now and give me a bit of feedback and a bit of pointers about what I could have done differently. So if you're the same for Player Manager or any of the later Player Managers, let me know. So 60th minute, I was going to say, just watch that shot. Let's make a substitution. I'm going to change formation here. I wouldn't normally do this. I said I wasn't a fancy man like Bielsa, but I'm going to do it. So Bart Williams has dropped into that hole. I've got 10. Yep, 10 and 9. So I have got 2 strikers that can play this. Right, let's go. Let's get Allen up. Let's just check that I've got 4 centre-backs. So look, I've got a midfielder there. So 3 centre-backs. There we go. I'll tell you what, let's bring Beckham on. Who should we bring Beckham on for? Number 4, Bennett. Let's bring him on for him. I'll tell you, the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move the Player Manager into that behind the striker role. And let's see if this can get us a win. There we go. It was the Player Manager. Saving my own job here. Let's see if we can hold on. And it's dawned on me, I don't think I've ever seen a penalty awarded either for me or against me, which is a bit unusual 12 games into the season, but there we are. 2-1 win. O'Connell brought him back in, goal after 15 minutes, brought Beckham on after 67, and then the player manager, Masio, has fired one in with, just over 15 to play. So hopefully that's going to give me a little bit of breathing room, get some pressure off of me. I still could really do with a second midfielder, or a second high quality midfielder to play in the middle, but like I said, I've spent all the team's money. I spent all the club's money, so I really need to sell someone to get going on that. So I'm just going to follow that process again. Going to go to this coaching area. Let's check how we're doing. My injured, no current injuries. Physio's day off. Winner. What a boss I am, giving him the day off. Let's go into the manager's office. Let's see where that win puts us. Oh, I've got a message from the boardroom. I'll check the league table first. Right. I was very panicked there. There might have been a little look of panic on my face. If we're to be allowed into Premier League, we must ensure that on promotion we have installed a new floodlighting system to meet with current TV and satellite viewing requirements. We also require an undersoil heating management undersoil heating system for the ground. It's a farcical law, but you can't bite the hand that feeds you. Guys, wait till VAR comes in 25 to 30 years if you're unhappy with this. No idea who these three are. So I think this is the guy with the lovely green jumper that greets the record signing, isn't it? So it has given me some warning there. I only knew that because I read it in the instruction manual that you need those super floodlights. So let's jump onto here. So we've not made it to the top of the league. I don't think we need to worry about those floodlights just yet, or the undersoil heating just yet. We're still 13th. So we finally won a game live on camera, and I'm still mired in this absolute bottom pit. But you know, we're going the right way. So if you have tuned in, thank you very much. If you've got any tips or any suggestions, I'm willing to listen to them. So just fire them in the comments and I'll give them a try out and see if we can get back to closing in on those teams above us. So I don't know if there's playoffs, but we're not that far behind. 5th, if we can get a little run going. So we can dream, we can believe, and I will be back probably sometime around episode around fixture 21-22 just to see how we've got going.